Today we have with us our very cute. Speaking of guts, तुम हरामी हो क्या?
So gut is obviously a part of our body.
Woo!
क्या मैं बेलू?
Obviously short है भाई.
Oh my god! People when they say you do have guts, yeah, you do have guts, but not every gut will help in digest the food 100% or absorb it 100%. And I don't know what I'm
क्या
blabbering.
No, don't ask this question. Just ask the question. अभी कुछ बोल ही नहीं पाएगी, so I just inherently win. सबको बोल दिया तूने. मेरा second question ही था. Why is it called the second minute? Hi everyone and welcome back to Guts, the IAC podcast. And I'm your host Shagun Arya. Today we are dressed up as very cute little red flags just for you. And speaking of red flags, we have with us our very own expert functional nutritionist Paki Gupta. So Paki, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi everyone, I am Paki Gupta, a cute little red flag, like she said.
Yep.
I'm an expert function nutritionist here and also just a girl with hazel eyes. Thanks.
What a way to say that I'm pretty. But we're not going to talk about her looks, we're going to talk about her insides, which is guts. And that's what we're called. Guts.
Guts,
You've
right.
got some guts to come here. So, speaking of guts, what is gut, Paki? What is the gut?
What a question. What is a gut?
Deep.
So, gut refers to the entire digestive tract, starting from the mouth till the anus, and that includes functions like digestion, absorption, and also boosting your immunity, and also producing some chemicals and hormones. So it's like all over gut is like why again the second brain. So it controls a lot of functions in the body and not just digestion and absorption.
So, you just spoke about how it can affect your digestion, it can affect your mental state, right? How exactly does it do that?
So there is something called as gut-brain axis. So by the term only we can understand the gut and the brain. Consider these are like super best friends. They are in contact continuously. They communicate with each other.
And that is through the vagus nerve.
Correct. That
Yeah.
is through the vagus nerve. So they're in constant communication. And like I said, gut also helps in producing some chemicals like serotonin or some happy hormones. So if for example, if gut is not feeling well, or if the gut is under some infections or the microorganisms are not balanced enough, it will the communication between the gut and brain hampers. So you might end up feeling anxiety or depression or even stressed. Or it's also vice versa. If you're stressed, your gut might not feel super well. You might end up getting constipation or diarrhea. So, and these are all also linked with a lot of IBS kind of symptoms. So people who have IBS, they end up getting a lot of anxiety and tension kind of symptoms.
Exactly. I think this is what we've experienced with a lot of our clients also, right? So when they come to us, they're diagnosed with any mental health issue. Okay, or maybe they're diagnosed with any gut issue. But what we've seen is there is a direct correlation. So if they have a lot of gut issues, we know that their mental state will also be very agitated, very anxious all the time. And vice versa. If the mental state is not that healthy, so then the gut also starts behaving very poorly. And then we can see that in their symptoms, in how they behave and everything. Right? So it actually is very impactful. The connection that stands
It's like a
between
two-way
both.
connection.
Yeah.
It's not just if you fix the gut or if just fixing one thing will fix everything, because the gut also has connection with other organs in the body. And although it has like a lot of bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria, it does control a lot of functions in the body. But again, like because of different connections, if you're focusing just on gut, it might not fix everything. If you're super stressed, you might not able to figure out what's off with my gut.
And you just spoke about the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So what are they? Like, and where do they actually house themselves?
So, gut, this is like an ecosystem in the gut or in the body. So, like so there has to be a balance between good and the bad bacteria.
Which you're referring to the gut microbiome.
The gut
Yeah,
microbiome.
right.
So, a lot of people also talk about, probiotics, but what exactly that is? So, good bacteria or the probiotics basically helps in digesting your food or breaking down the food, whatever you are eating. So, whatever you eat is in complex form. Your good bacteria or the probiotics are meant to break it down into simpler form so your body can digest it and the nutrients can be distributed in throughout the body evenly and make you feel energetic. whereas the bad bacteria sometimes can even overcome the good bacteria that can reduce the immunity, making you more susceptible to a lot of infections. So in a lot of people, which is quite prevalent actually, that I've seen, a lot of people, they, even if they end up eating outside or outside food, they don't really focus on the good bacteria, because if they're eating contaminated food and water, the bad bacteria is constantly growing in the body. And surprisingly, bad bacteria are in the body, are in the gut already. So it doesn't come just from the environment. It keeps on
So
growing
it's
every
not
now and
just,
then.
yeah, कि बाहर
Yeah.
का गंदा खाना खा लिया तो ही नहीं, मतलब
Right.
it's there.
It's there in the gut already. So there has to be a balance between good and bad bacteria.
So it becomes your choice कि या तो आप good bacteria को you
Right.
actually start stimulating their growth, or you just give more food to the bad bacteria.
Correct. So if you're like focusing on improving your gut, or boosting your immunity, which also includes adding good amount of probiotics in the diet, which will keep up with the good bacteria. So being susceptible to infections, the chance will be reduced. But if you're not focusing on that, it's very easy for the bad bacteria to overcome the good ones, and then you end up getting just the symptoms like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, which you feel are like absolutely normal.
Exactly. I think that's the sad part, because everybody has normalized all these gut issues, right? कि चलो खा के थोड़ी bloating हो जाती है तो क्या हुआ, subside हो जाएगी. That's not
Exactly, it's
normal.
just the outside food. Huh.
That's not good, right? If you're having bad food for your gut, I mean, obviously it's the gut is going to react to it. But if it's constantly happening, it's the same thing. You might think it's amounting to a very small symptom right now, but over time, ये जैसे बोल रही थी कि the bad bacteria, it just keeps on multiplying like crazy, right? Goes for the good one also, but if you're not taking the right ones in the right amount, then there's literally no point. Okay, and everybody is going crazy about these probiotics, right? Every brand, I think, who's in the health industry has taken out their probiotics. So why? I mean, what does it do?
So, probiotic, like I said, is a type of good bacteria. Though there are n number of probiotics, and very similar to the good bacteria, which is a type of microorganisms, there are so many good bacteria and strains in the body already. But choosing the right type of probiotic and right strain for your body that supports your gut microbiome is very important. So, there are, like you said, there are so many probiotics products available in the market. पर वो हर कोई क्लीन नहीं है. दे माइट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ प्रिजर्वेटिव्स और एडिटिव्स, या फिर वो ऐसे ही कुछ स्ट्रेन्स मिला के बना दिए गए, विच इज नॉट टू बैलेंस्ड.
And the quantity of those strains might also be very little.
एग्जैक्टली.
Yeah.
सो इट शुड बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक, ऑल्दो बहुत कॉमन कुछ प्रोबायोटिक्स स्ट्रेन्स हैं विच एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग शुड बी टेकिंग,
जैसे कि
like the lactobacillus, like which is pretty common. Ki I think every parent also knows this.
unless you're like allergic to like lactose, does that work even then?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so then avoid.
It's very different. Different. The lactose is different, and lactobacillus is different. When you ferment it, ferment the milk, it converts into lactobacillus, which is a good bacteria, good healthy bacteria, which helps in breaking down the food very easily. But in some people, we have also seen lactobacillus being a good bacteria, even that increases because of some disbalance happening in the gut. So the body keeps on fermenting food over and over again, leading to severe bloating and removal of undigested food particles in the stool. So that happens. But again, probiotics strains you also get from the food. But when it comes to, say, kombucha, kefir, you don't really get to know what strains are there, unlike the supplement that you're taking. So the supplement will
But it's
mention.
good to take
It's good to
kombucha
take,
also.
yeah, it's good to take, but again, it's person specific. Like kefir might not suit me, but it might help you and your gut microbiome. So obviously, trial and error kind of thing, testing what is like supportive for your gut microbiome is very important, not just eating jo ki sab kha rahe hain. That should be taken care of.
Right. And speaking of all these symptoms, what are the first few symptoms that people can notice in themselves that maybe their gut health is going wrong?
It's as basic as bloating, constipation, diarrhea, but including brain fog, skin issues, that
Even brain fog.
brain fog, exactly. So there are a lot of people, I think it's pretty common in corporate world now. They're just working.
Robotic.
Exactly. They don't, like, continuously 8 hours they're in front of the screen. They don't really focus. They don't have time to get up and drink a glass of water, or keep up with their electrolytes. That's something reducing also their, like, attention span. And because they're not focusing on the nutrition in the food, again, which is not balancing their good and the bad bacteria or the microbes. So brain fog, and skin issues is pretty much common. I mean, more than the gut issues, I see skin issues, and people ignore them like anything. So eczema, psoriasis is pretty much common, and you can even see this in young kids now. So because they, and I see kids like ended up eating a lot of chocolates and junk food, and they're like, okay, हमें घर का नहीं खाना है, हमें बाहर का खाना है. So I think, yes, not just the gastric discomforts, but also something that you can see physically on the body is also related to your gut.
I think we've covered this in another podcast where we spoke about how gut and skin, they are so inherently correlated that people don't even realize that the skin issues that they're having could be because of a gut dysfunction, right? खाना अच्छे से digest नहीं हो रहा, bad bacteria are just multiplying, all of that happening, it just shows up easily on your skin, right? And I mean, we've spoken about IBS, IBD, you've told us what it stands for, but what are the key differences between the two?
So, IBS is irritable bowel syndrome, which is just a collection of all the gastric discomforts, which is bloating, constipation, either diarrhea or like loosies, which people say. And there is also like variations in diarrhea. A lot of times it's just loose stools, which could be as basic as you're not adding good amount of fiber, or it's just inflammation running in the body, which is IBS, just a collection of all the symptoms. IBD can be way worse, and it is a type of autoimmune condition. That's when your body's cells starts attacking its own cells. Okay, that's why it's called as autoimmune. It's a, like, self-developed.
It's a battle between itself.
Exactly. So it's like, it's more like a part of your body now, but it develops over time if you're not, again, taking care of your body. If there are a lot of infections coming in the body which you did not tackle at the initial stage, now which has become a big picture.
And there are two types of it.
Exactly, like the Crohn's and the ulcerative colitis, the IBD. So that is inflammatory bowel disorder, and in this you can get explosive diarrhea. There can be mucus, there can be blood in the stool, and people might end up like losing weight a lot. There will be severe energy issues, brain fog,
So yeah, if your gut is not healthy, you're not,
dry skin, like hair fall, everything. Like all the nutrients are coming out of the body. You're not getting anything.
no absorption is taking place.
Exactly. So IBD is like way worse.
And that is true. I mean, if you think about it, you mentioned, right? It starts from your mouth up until your anus. So all that you put in your mouth,
Correct.
all of that goes into your gut. Yeah, it's part of the gut.
I mean, till the time you start, like you take a bite of your food and you start chewing.
Welcome to gut.
So I mean, the gut has some guts exactly to do this, but like even I have seen, because people, like, it's so fast life now, they don't really care about the food that they're eating, but also they don't even chew their food nicely. I see people finishing their meals in 5 minutes. I mean, they don't smell, they don't see their food
Not
nicely.
me. I mean, smell what you want to, like, sniff the food that have atta, something snorting lines of.
They're like, जो भी है थाली में दे दो, ऑफिस के लिए लेट हो रहा है. This is not the way you should be treating your body. If you're not chewing your food properly, and हमें बचपन में सिखाते थे कि 28 to 30 times chew करो जब तक पानी नहीं हो जाता पूरा खाना, and then swallow it.
ये सिखाया गया तुम्हें?
Yes, सिखाया है.
हमें क्यों नहीं सिखाया गया ये बचपन में भाई?
I was attentive, unlike you.
Nobody told us. इसमें attention की क्या बात आ गई? What guts are you talking about?
Surprisingly, I obviously don't chew like 30 times, but I take good 30 minutes, 45 minutes to finish a meal, which I believe is okay. मेरे आजू बाजू के लोग सब खाना खत्म करके चले जाएंगे. I'm like, okay, let me take some time.
Say this to the world, Paki, because I've been branded as a slow eater now, but I know that I'm doing it for my gut. It's happening here and here.
That's all for the gut.
Yeah.
So yes, it does starts from just chewing a bite of your food till the time it comes out of from your system. Everything is digestion.
And it should be coming out regularly, guys. If
Yes,
not, it's
not
constipation.
once in 2-3 days.
And if it's coming out too much, my God.
I mean, you shouldn't be making faces like, "Mm." So like that's bad.
We're going there. Okay. So just tell us, are there any quick fixes to actually fixing the gut, and what can be done to fix your gut? I mean, you spoke about like chewing your meals, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, like go up till 30, take a bite, 1, 2, 3, 4, countdown start कर दो, वैसा नहीं करना है guys. But like, what are the things or the tips and tricks that you can actually give for people to improve their gut health?
Okay, good question. So पहली बात, अच्छे से चबाना शुरू करो. But see, I don't think there is anything like quick fix. It's more like a band-aid to a solution which you did not take care initial stage pe. But I believe if you're focusing on balanced diet, which is like balanced in all carbs, fat, proteins, minerals, and vitamins, and not just having majorly carbs based meal. बहुत सारे लोग को ऐसा लगता है हम दाल चावल खा रहे हैं and that's like super good. दाल चावल सैलेड खा लिया.
इससे सिंपल क्या हो सकता है?
Exactly. ये घर का खाना है, but it's not balanced at all. You're having carb-based meal, which and more the carbs, more the bad bacteria will grow. Your bad bacteria feeds on more sugar and carbohydrate in the body. So the basics starts from the food that you're eating. If you're having balanced meal, if you're not taking excessive sugar in the diet, if you're keeping up with anti-inflammatory diet, having good amount of herbs like adding ginger, garlic, that will support the immune system, your gut. But I think if you fix the basics, there won't be any requirement for quick fixes. Because, like I said, it's again like a band aid to the problem. It's not doing any good to your system. You're just like temporary fixing it. For example, antibiotics. It's like out there very easily. People get a prescription and go eat antibiotics like gems.
They don't even need a prescription these days. You get like a Dolo or a paracetamol like this.
Yeah, like azithromycin de do, gala kharab hai. This is not good, and it's so easy because again, antibiotics is like a quick fix because it doesn't show up the symptoms. So, अगर आज आपने एक antibiotic लिया and usually the dosage is for 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days, max 14 days if it's H. pylori infection. So, whenever you take first doses of antibiotics, not only it disrupts your gut microbiome, but it also reduces the good bacteria. तो आपको भले ही सिम्टम कम लग रहे हैं कि ओके नाउ आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द थ्रोट इन्फेक्शन द सिम्टम्स आर वे बेटर लेट मी टेक अनदर 2 dosages for the next 2 days. But the doctors don't really tell you कि it will disrupt the gut microbiome, and once you're done with the antibiotic dosage, the next 4-5 days you'll feel good, but उसके बाद the symptoms are just suppressed there. Infection is still there in the body, it still persists there. उसको सिर्फ फेवरेबल एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए ट्रिगर होने के लिए. सो अगेन इफ यू गो बैक टू द डाइट विच इज नॉट टू बैलेंस्ड, the infection that was suppressed वो वापस आ जाएगा and you'll get like recurrent infections, throat infections, and that the episode it's like a never ending loop, like a vicious cycle कि antibiotics लिया, good bacteria disrupt हो गया, and then again you ended up with infection, you took antibiotics, and then this keeps on happening.
And there's also like this antibiotic resistance that people speak about, right? Your body.
Exactly. Like at some point you're like कि it's done कि अब antibiotic भी काम नहीं करेगा because like taken so much.
हाँ, exactly. हो गया.
Like कि अभी ठीक है बिड़ू.
Okay, and of course, we've covered the skin. We've spoken about how gut dysfunctions can actually start coming into your body, or how you can actually see the first symptoms. But I want to talk about gut and brain, okay? Because people don't realize the impact that it has, okay? I think gut का ही impact in general people are not realizing. So brain तो छोड़ ही दो. But like people come to you and say ना दिमाग तेरे घुटनों में है क्या? Like नहीं gut में है because it is the
True,
second brain. See,
Right.
smart girl. But I mean, what is the connection between the gut and brain?
So, like I said, it just not only helps in digesting, absorbing, boosting your immune system, but it also releases few hormones, chemicals, mostly serotonin, dopamine, which is the feel-good hormone. A basic example कि जब हमारे examinations होते हैं तो हम either we end up eating a lot or we skip meals because you're like super stressed कि exam कैसा जाएगा, what if we fail. There are types of people जिनको constipation हो जाएगा और diarrhea हो जाएगा. So you can easily see the connection between and the link between the gut and the brain.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Because anytime that a person feels stress, something as basic as stress, also anxiety, depression, of course, is another level. You feel stress, the first feeling that you have is in your gut. If you're going to go and speak on the stage, yeah, to butterflies you'll get. Or you feel like you're going to like.
You like good sensation, like something's off.
Exactly.
So that happens. So your gut has like it plays a major role in how your brain functions. Not just like it's the second brain. It's like bye. They work together hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
So keeping your gut healthy will obviously make you like it'll help you make the right decision. So I think that's something we can really focus on.
And what about hormones? We know that there's a role that the brain plays in the release of your hormones because hypothalamus. But what I mean, does the hormonal secretion get impacted? Anything goes wrong there? You spoke about serotonin and dopamine. I mean, people don't even realize that some of the neurotransmitters, some of the hormones are being actually released from the gut. So imagine the power, right? So does that go haywire?
Definitely, it impacts a lot of hormones, and the one basic hormone dysregulation that we have noticed is the thyroid hormone production, because thyroid being something so powerful gland, it controls the entire metabolism. But what controls thyroid and the production of those hormones is the gut. So if you are deficient in a lot of micronutrients,
बाप का बाप दादा
like,
जी
yeah, it's like gut, the micronutrients, the deficiency, like, and the thyroid,
yeah.
and then thyroid controls the body. It also controls the gut, like, surprisingly. So again, if you're deficient in a lot of micronutrients, proteins, vitamin A, vitamin B, iodine, selenium, and a few more idhar udhar ke vitamin mineral, it will not allow your body or your thyroid gland to produce the hormones optimally, and you'll end up getting hypothyroidism, or if your metabolism is not really working nicely, you might also get hyperthyroidism.
Could go either way.
हाँ, it could be either way.
Roll the dice and see where it goes.
ये नहीं तो वो तो होगा ही, ऐसा है.
Guarantee you. जाएगा तू.
Definitely, I mean, again, अगर वो absorption अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है, the digestion and the breaking down of food is not happening properly, those stores, the nutrient stores in the body are not getting fulfilled. And your body, and not just the gut, is like a factory. You need resources every single day, every single moment. Well, even while we are sitting here, our gut is digesting something and like utilizing, and while we're talking, it's utilizing whatever we ate. So, while we're breaking down, the gut is breaking down the food. It produces a lot of nutrients. Your body digests it, absorbs it, and then it helps in producing hormones. But again, deficiencies hai, to wo bhi hormone production ko impact karega. Not just the thyroid. That's just one basic example.
Okay, so we've spoken about the most common and known gut connections. So
Right.
the brain, your skin, अभी आपने thyroid भी touch कर ही दिया है. But what about the other organs like liver, heart, all of that? Is that also correlated?
Yes, yes, it does. So, liver, हम बहुत सुनते हैं liver detoxification, liver detox करना है. So, obviously, liver, the major function of liver is to detoxify all the toxins which your body doesn't require.
I mean, body does not require toxins in general.
Body-
Satire डाल दिया.
because there are a lot of metals and environmental toxins that come in your body, and you inhale them. You don't even realize, like, even if you believe you're stepping out with a mask and a बहुत clean environment में रह रहे हो, there are still a lot of particles and microorganisms in the environment that creates a lot of toxicity in the body, keeps on accumulating, and your liver helps in detoxify them. Gut also helps in detoxifying few toxins from the body, but see what happens if the gut is messed up, it's not able to digest or like do its job properly. It creates a overburdening situation on the liver कि भाई मेरे से काम नहीं हो रहा है, can you please do this for me? And liver is already supposed to do the detoxification उसके खुद का.
And that's a heavy job.
Right, that's a heavy job.
Given the lifestyle that we have, it's heavy.
Right, exactly. Like all the, not just the toxins, but the alcohol, smoking, and even the sleep disruptions that happens, the imbalance of circadian rhythm that also impacts the liver. Now that the liver is already detoxifying a lot of toxins, and then the gut also asks कि भाई please can you do this for me, please थोड़ी सी help कर दे, I didn't do this, I am not able to do this. तो and liver said okay है कि ठीक
I
है,
didn't do
let me
this.
do this. Let me do this for you today.
Yeah.
And then liver is like second day, ठीक है आज भी कर देता हूँ. But if this keeps on happening again every single time, every day, then the liver also feels overburdened. कि भाई I am done now. Now this is my threshold. I cannot help you anymore. So the liver enzymes keeps on increasing. And then, I mean, people who see their liver enzymes are like shot up like 50, 60 SGPT, SGOT. The basic reason is the gut discomfort. Because again, it comes to food, micronutrient deficiencies. They're not eating well. They're not taking care of their body. They are dehydrated, which is very, very common. I see. They're like, हमने पानी पिया है, but they'll just take a sip from the bottle and they feel they're drinking water. But it's not actually true. Then, when it comes to heart, because of a lot of deficiencies, it can impact the functioning or the blood flow in the blood vessels. And there's something called as nitric oxide in the body. If that nitric oxide keeps on reducing, which happens if there are infections in the body.
And nitric oxide in general, for people that don't know, it's good for your heart health in general. It's a vasodilator, which means कि आपके blood vessels वगैरह की health अच्छी रखता है वो in general.
Like it doesn't cause hypertension. Basically,
Yeah.
अगर वो अच्छा रहेगा तो
Constriction नहीं करेगा.
हाँ, high blood pressure नहीं होगा. So if there is infection running in the body, it reduces nitric oxide. which leads to vasoconstriction कि vessels constrict होने लगता है and eventually
थिकनिंग हो जाती है.
हाँ you end up getting hypertension. So like I said gut is not just सिर्फ वो इतना ही digestion नहीं है वो पूरी body को control कर रहा है including the liver and the heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And speaking of those organs, but also, okay, I've seen this personally when I've dealt with a few tricky clients, is that they had autoimmune diagnosed. Okay, एक दो के तो चलो diagnosis भी नहीं हुए थे, हमने test कराए तो समझा कि
हाँ.
autoimmunity is there. Okay, so we tried a lot of things. We tried a lot of, things that were going wrong for them. We tried correcting them, but ultimately, what worked for them was getting their gut health right. Okay. So do you think like autoimmunity can also stem from something as basic as gut again?
Definitely, it does. So like you said, बहुत सारे clients में हमने देखा है. They didn't know something's off or they didn't know उनको Hashimoto's है. For example, like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, again related to an autoimmune condition with hypothyroidism, which again emerges from gut if there are a lot of deficiencies in the body. So like I said, your gut it helps in keeping up with all the nutrient stores in the body. But if you're deficient, it makes like your body prone to getting a lot of infections, and you get autoimmune conditions because there is a lot of inflammation in the body, which only happens because the infections were not treated initially. And infections, by infection I don't mean the cough, cold, throat infections or the fever. There could be infections like E. coli, H. pylori, which doesn't show symptoms initially जब वो आते हैं. It stays in the body, it makes their own society in the colony, they do parties there, and then they show symptoms after like 3-4 years. कि now we are activated.
That's intense.
Yeah.
But how do you test for all this? So H. pylori, तो I know it's still a little bit common कि हो जाता है test. There are again blood test होता है या फिर stool test होता है.
They're like antibodies as
हाँ.
well. हाँ.
But how do you test for something like E. coli or even other bacterias, bad bacterias, or even if somebody wants to check the good bacteria in their gut, how do you do that?
So there are advanced tests available. There is very common advanced test called as GI map, which is more like a kundali of the gut. So it not only tells
I like how you say it, kundli of the gut.
it it not only tells you the good bacteria but also tells you the bad bacteria. There are also markers that shows how your immunity is, because like I said, your gut also controls and boosts your immunity. So there are markers like secretory Ig markers. There are also markers of your digestive enzymes, which shows how much enzyme production is happening, that actually helps in breaking down the food. Because even if you're eating food but your body is not getting those signals कि enzyme release करना है so we can work, even those markers are shown. So E. coli is one of them. Even you get H. pylori in that, and that's like a stool test. So obviously it's not just the kundali, it's everything that you would want to know about your gut. And I think everyone should be getting that. It's like one-time investment. You'll know what your gut looks like, and this is where you stand, or what are the bad bacteria and the good bacteria.
And how you can work upon it. So if you see that the good bacteria is like their strength is very poor, you start supplementing for that. Like you work on it. Bad bacteria agar hai, to then you start working towards eliminating that.
Right.
Right? And what is the deal with the fermented foods that you commonly hear about? Like we were talking about kombucha and kefir and all that. And north mein jao to wo bhi milte hai, kanji.
Kanji, right. Haan.
So what is the deal with fermented foods for gut? Because everybody is like, it's good for your gut. It's good for your gut. But how does that work?
So fermented food, usually it's taken before the meal because again it helps to enhance the production of good bacteria. And good bacteria are meant to digest the food that you're eating. So even if you see probiotics are taken before the meal, any probiotic supplement as well, because that's a good bacteria strain. So if your body, if you're eating something that's really gonna boost your good bacteria production, eventually the breakdown of food will happen so easily and the food won't stay in the gut for longer hours. Because if it stays in the gut and your stomach is only known to like keep the food there, it doesn't digest it. I mean, people feel ki stomach digest karta hai, but digestion happens in the intestines.
Udhar hi absorption सब होगा.
Exactly, it happens in the intestine. So your stomach keeps the food, it keeps breaking down with the help of that acid that's there. But if you're like if you're not taking good bacteria, agar wo enhance nahi ho rahe hain, so the food stays in the stomach for a very long time and then it keeps on fermenting. It definitely passes on to the small intestine and large intestine, where if it's not getting digested properly, it will ferment more and more if you have more amount of bad bacteria. So definitely fermented foods, the kefir, kombucha, having curd, but fresh curd and not something added with salt and sugar, because that kills the lactobacillus. You don't
Yeah,
need that.
yeah.
So fresh curd is something that will really help in growing the good bacteria.
And nice, like sourced from nice milk.
Exactly, from like A2 milk or organic milk, not like estrogen injected cow's milk. So, and not sour, because I've seen people do eat curd, but they're like sour tha, khatta tha.
खट्टे घर की
But
है.
हाँ, घर का है, but like ठीक है. But no, if it's sour, and that increases lactobacillus. Fermentation is good, but एक limitation में. So even if you're having so like excessive fermented dal rice ka dosa, even you'll end up getting like bloated. So excess fermentation is also not good for the body. So even if it's curd or kefir, kombucha or kanji, it has to be in limitation and in the right amount and right quality and quantity. That's it.
And what about probiotics? I mean, I've seen the world go gaga over it. I've seen companies build themselves over probiotics and gut health. So, is it the ultimate cure at all, or there's more to it?
No, it's not just the ultimate cure. I mean, it's not one solution for everything. There's
Hmm.
like not all fixes. Probiotics is like just like a thing that you can have to keep a balance in the good bacterias and the bad bacterias, but it's not it. If you are dealing with a lot of infections, inflammation, I think tackling that and finding the root cause is more important than just eating probiotics and feeling ki ab I'll be okay.
Hmm.
That's not it.
And what about like foods? Like a lot of people are like gluten छोड़ देंगे, dairy छोड़ देंगे, so gut ठीक हो जाएगी. Is
Hmm.
that enough?
Not enough, but that can really help.
But it's a step.
Yeah, so like gluten and dairy are topmost inflammatory food items in like after sugar. So gluten is something, so people with gluten enteropathy, that's like gluten intolerance, वो gluten खा ही नहीं पाते. But with people who can have gluten, say for me, I do eat gluten, but I'm not like super sensitive to it. There are times when I do feel bloated after having gluten, but if I leave gluten, obviously gonna super help me, because I mean, I'll feel lighter, and you yourself will feel the time or the day you're not eating dairy or inflammatory food items, your gut will feel happy, your mind will feel happy. So that's just, I think, start point of how to fix your gut thing. So gluten, dairies, and sugar, and there are like other inflammatory food items as well that can really help in improving the gut.
And Paki, I think we've seen enough clients right now. So,
Yeah.
what do you think has been the biggest gut health myth that you've come across? ऐसे राह चलते कभी किसी ने कुछ पूछा हो और ऐसे न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट को तो लोग पूछ ही लेते हैं.
हाँ.
So, what is the biggest myth you've come across regarding gut health?
I think now that we were discussing about gluten dairy, I have heard this because there are also elderly people clients जो आते हैं, and when we ask them कि gluten नहीं खाना है, they're like कि हमारे ancestors ने तो खाया था, उनको तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, वो तो कभी probiotic supplements नहीं लेते थे, then आप हमें क्यों बोल रहे हो? And I understand it's not that easy for them to like remove it out like completely,
Or adapt to it?
or adapt like to have millets. But now what we see is लाइक फार्मिंग या फिर ये ग्लूटेन और ये सब जो इन्फ्लेमेटरी फूड आइटम्स है, दे आर जस्ट ग्रोइंग फॉर द सेक ऑफ ग्रोइंग. दे आर लाइक नॉट पुटिंग देयर माइंड्स इनटू इट. इट हैज अ लॉट ऑफ insecticide, pesticides, mold growth in it, a lot of GMOs that we see all around.
So, GMOs are genetically modified, yeah.
Modified, yeah. So now that we know it's genetically modified, it's not organic. And if, I mean, there are obviously people that don't feel any discomfort after eating gluten, but now if we see, like 2 out of 5 people will end up feeling discomfort after having gluten, even if they don't have any other gut discomfort, because it's just the GMOs acting up on the body. It's not really organic.
So, they've genetically modified the crops, they just couldn't do it to our systems yet.
Exactly. Huh. Because a gut is designed in that way that it can only take like up to certain amount of genetically modified things. If you keep on eating every single day, at some point you'll feel ki now I'm tired. I really need to eat something organic. And the day you start eating something organic and clean as per your gut, you'll feel lighter. Like कि आज हवा में उड़ रहे हैं. It's like that feeling.
So the soil quality, the food quality, crop quality, all of that matters. Even our lifestyle has changed,
True, true.
right? The world that we live in right now, everything has changed. Our ancestors used to have a lot of
They used to walk. There was like
nature.
exactly a lot of physical
Yeah.
activity involved, sunbathing involved. They used to work in farms, and with all that, and even the soil was quite clean. If you test soil now, if you test the water now, there are n number of toxins, metal toxicity coming in. So even if, like, I think until we start growing crops or like vegetables and fruits in our own,
Backyard or
backyard
something.
or
Yeah.
something, it's not super clean. I think we should start doing that.
But unfortunately, not everybody has the facility to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. And uh like with the lifestyle, it's not just the physical activity. Sleep is very pretty. I mean, disrupted sleep, disturbed sleep, poor sleep, excessive snoring, sleep apnea, and whatnot.
Even EMF exposure. कहाँ होते थे पहले?
EMF exposure, exactly. Like we are exposed by Wi-Fi, Bluetooth everywhere. You see it, or I mean, everyone is wearing like a Bluetooth watch now, and they don't realize. They're like, "हम steps count कर रहे हैं," but I mean, I'm wearing a digital one.
Yeah. No watch.
So, but they're like, we are trying to stay healthy. We have covered our 10,000 steps. But they don't realize that they're actually exposed to a lot of EMF, which is again the radiation your body doesn't even require. You're supposed to be living in the forest now. अगर मतलब ये lifestyle is definitely not made for the body, and जिस तरीके से आप body को treat कर रहे हो. So definitely, like, gut discomforts are more prevalent because of all these factors.
So now that we've spoken about this morbidity of everyday living, I mean, can you just tell everybody certain tips that can help improve their gut health or certain good practices that they can incorporate?
Okay. So, about gut, like I said, the basics is the food, having good quality fats, healthy fats, because, healthy fats, good balanced carbohydrates and proteins and vitamins, minerals, obviously, good amount of fiber really help in keeping the balance between the bad and the good bacterias. Because at the end, it's all the microorganism that's there in the gut, and that's helping in digesting and breaking down whatever you are eating. But apart from food, it comes to the lifestyle that we were discussing, like maintaining your sleep cycle, not going to bed by 1, 2 a.m. Because the sacred time of sleeping is 2 to 4 a.m. And if you go to bed by 1, you're not going to fall asleep or not going to get deep sleep. So, sleep is something that we really need to focus on. I get it that with all the rushed hours and the working lifestyle we have, we don't really prioritize our personal life now. It's all the professional life कि घर आए, we had our meals, TV देखा, and then TV देखते देखते सो गए.
और वो खाना भी टीवी देखते देखते खा लेते हैं.
हाँ, exactly. You don't even realize what you're eating.
Multitasking.
हाँ. तो
Mindful eating also, I think, is a good habit.
mindful eating, taking care of your mental health is very important. Because like we discussed about the gut brain axis, if your mental health is not really good, your gut is not going to feel good or like happy. So you got to keep both the brains happy and not just the mind. So, taking care of stress, taking care of physical activity. Morning walk is not considered as physical activity. People believe हम, सैर पे जा रहे हैं.
हाँ.
That's not something.
नहीं, पर stairs भी ले ली तो बहुत है. वैसा भी होता
हाँ,
है.
exactly, like rather than using lift, stairs ले लो or do something.
2 floors तक.
मैं 15-20 stairs भी चढ़ लेंगे तो that'll be more than enough. But some physical activity, because whatever you are eating, it needs to get utilized. आप बैठे बैठे खाना पचा नहीं सकते. You have to do something. And with all the desk job, people don't get time, or they're not bothered enough to get up from their place and take a stroll in the office. कि, it's been 30 minutes, I should get up from my seat और back straight करके बैठना है. ये बहुत basic चीज़ें हैं that we don't really focus on. So I think fixing ये सब थोड़ा working on everything will really take care of your gut and your mind as well.
Wow, thank you so much, Paki, for enlightening us and hopefully helping our gut
Throwing light on
on the
that
guts.
side.
Yes. This was our knowledgeable section, but हम अच्छे host से हम खातिरदारी तो करेंगे. So we move on to the next segment,
Why does this not sound so good?
which is gutsy shots. अब आपने इतनी गट कर ही दिया तो अब गट करके अब shots भी लेना. Because
I hope it's not going to disrupt my gut microbiome.
I hope it'll just help it. So, Paki, now we play gutsy shots. Okay, and how do we play this game for anybody who does not know, which is only you? Uh, so, we'll be asked questions. Okay, and then we have to make a buzzer sound from our mouth, of course. And if you are able to, if you've buzzed first and you're able to answer correctly, then you get a chance to punish the other person with any of these shots. Okay, and what are these shots? So, we have haldi shot, we have really concentrated salt shot. ओके एकदम रीमिनरलाइजेशन हो जाएगा आपका.
Ouch.
हाँ, वो आउच पे जो नमक का पानी लगेगा, वाह वाह. Then there's disgusting concentrated ACV,
God.
and of course we have lemony lemon shots, which is again बहुत सारे lemon juice में 2 drop पानी डालें, so that and हमारी star of the show is the तीखी मिर्ची.
Uff,
Mirchi,
mirchi.
yeah.
Best.
Okay, so may the best woman win. May the best red flag win. And if I'm wearing more sleeves, I deserve to win. Okay. Yes.
True.
ट्रू नहीं हो गया, अब तो आंसर नहीं देना था, बस करना था. ध्यान नहीं है तुम्हारा इधर.
क्या है?
Yes.
No, I'll restart.
Can't rewind.
Please.
Can't
No.
rewind. अब तो मैं देखे रहूंगी shot. That is true. As we've spoken about it in the podcast, gut is where the production of the serotonin actually happens. So because of that, I will destroy her gut, and you will not be happy after the shot, which is the ACV shot.
Oh no,
Yes.
please.
That's the first shot that I
इस
give out.
red flag को बख्श दीजिए.
बोला था मैं ज्यादा बड़ी हूँ.
Which one is it?
जय महाराष्ट्र.
It looks like pani. Okay, this is better than previous one. क्या मैं पी लूं?
जा.
क्या मैं इसको पी लूं?
Cheers भाई साहब.
वैसे एसीवी गट के लिए अच्छा होता है
पी
तो
पी बिल्कुल. मैं और भी दूंगी तेरे को, तू बाहर तो चल.
पूरा पीना है क्या?
Obviously short है भाई. Shots.
Oh.
Shots. अभी कुछ बोल ही नहीं पाएगी, so I just inherently win. चुप करा दिया ना पाके. Yes.
No. Oh my god.
You are just being stupid. No.
Oh god. I think
अब कितना मजा आएगा मेरे को एसीवी पे नमक डाल के, एकदम बोला था ना घाव पे नमक, एकदम मजा. चल नमक वाला पानी, चल चल. Before you go for the namak wala shot. Not all the probiotics work the same for the gut health, like we've discussed, right? It depends on the strain that you have in the probiotic, the quantity, the quality of it, and what your body actually requires. So it can never be the same effect that it can have. And that being said,
just like it.
just burn yourself
Ouch.
with that salts after the ACV.
Oh my god. Cheers. Guys, don't try this at home. This is done under supervision.
Of nobody. तू इधर गिर जाएगी, मेरे को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, मैं चली आऊंगी. पूरा पियो, बचा उसमें. Just water the plant.
This is so salty.
Salt bish. और पाकी नमकीन हो गई.
Okay.
वाह. Yeah. ये मैंने दिया उसको. I'm like, let her just get a break. Yes. और वैसे भी गंदे शॉट्स मैंने खत्म करी थी.
Very smart, huh?
I am smarts. Gut smarts.
Both the brains are working sharp. Yes, artificial sweeteners can definitely disrupt the gut, and it does not help your gut at all. And it's found in a lot of processed and packaged food actually. So please avoid that. Mirchi, please. Mirchi. Oof, mirchi. Mirchi.
After
Hi,
this bite, I'm
mirchi.
going to match the shot on my body.
लग नहीं रही कि ये तीखी है.
ये ना mature मिर्ची है, which means कि ये बैठे बैठे और तीखी हो. It has sharpened its skills.
You need salt water?
I just need a fire hydrant for my mouth.
Fire extinguisher. Yeah.
किसको मिला? Me. Yes, it is a scientifically proven medical condition which nobody really talks about because nobody is getting diagnosed with it. सब IBS से diagnose होके आ जाते हैं. Root cause हो सकता है उसका leaky gut हो, but nobody actually talks about it. But it is a serious medical condition, and you should actually be looking at it as a root cause for a lot of diseases, not just gut diseases, but even autoimmunity. A lot of correlations are found even there.
In fact, that the leaky gut is all about the toxins going into the bloodstream it's like at the next level. Huh.
So infections and all, very easy, very simple. Haldi.
Anti-inflammatory in nature.
हल्दी से healthy हो जाओ.
That was bad.
ये नजाकत से shot लिया.
Yeah, this was easy. I like it.
इसको और दे.
Uh,
दे answer.
mm-mm.
दे जवाब.
That's actually true. If you drink water, if you keep sipping water while or during the meals, so that dilutes the stomach acid that's there. And stomach acid basically helps in breaking down the food that you're eating. And if you keep drinking water, the acid dilutes it. And then the food doesn't get digested properly and you end up getting a lot of discomfort. So, yes, water shouldn't be taken during the meals or soon after the meals as well.
But it should be taken after a bite of mirchi. Because I really need it, right?
Good. Pani.
पानी दो बूंद पे उसमें it's lemon.
Lemon. Come on. तू नजर नहीं लगेगी तो नींबू मिर्ची हो गई तेरे पास नजर नहीं लगेगी अब yeah
So that was our today's podcast on gut health. And thank you so much, Paki. I hope you had an invigorating experience with us, stimulated by both your brain and your gut.
it was really amazing. I liked the shots. Quite traumatizing at some point, but okay.
So thank you everyone for watching and listening to us. And if you have any more topics that you would like us to cover, do let us know and we'll be back with another podcast for you. Bye, take care.